In a game like this, when you get out to a really big lead, the other team chips away. They never quite really get back in it, but they chip away. How much does the chipping away bother you as a coach?
A lot, and bothered the group a lot too. Luckily, we did enough in the first half, and we were able to survive. The second half, just too many free throws, too many lackadaisical play, offense, defense, turnovers. We were definitely a tale of two halves. The team in the first half is reflective of who we want to be. Second half, not so much. So great talk in the locker room afterwards, and we got to get better. Definitely, guys were very upset with our performance in the second half.
Taylor, so tonight y'all made 21 threes at a 45% clip, and this season is the first in over 15 years where the team is in the top 10 at three-point percentage for an entire season. Just, is there anything within the offense that you're finding to where you're able to kind of adopt that philosophy of take more threes, make more threes at a very high clip?
Yeah, I think our volume's been down in recent games, and we shot 47 tonight, which hadn't been the case. And I think, you saw in the first half, like when we're playing with great pace and movement in the half court, how we finished the half, how we had a couple transition ones. You get Luke, you get Jalen. When we're playing at that speed, your vision just opens up. You just see more driving lanes, more passing lanes, and definitely stagnant. In the second half, we had to use some pick and rolls and to create some open threes, but thankfully there was a couple of just, multiple action, keep the engine running, drive baseline, kick out, corner threes. Jay Huff was big, coming in. We needed those minutes and those shots for sure. But when we're playing at pace and that's our style, then we get those, rhythm shots. And I think that's really enhanced, our guys' ability to just feel confident from the three-point line when you got that ball distribution. That's what it is. And we need more of that. Sometimes we're winning with the paint, and sometimes tonight we needed the three. They were not shifting as much early, and then they were shifting later, and we kind of had to have a little bit of a balancing act tonight.
Taylor, it seemed like since Luke came back from the hamstring scare, he's been producing at a different level. What have you seen from him over the last couple of weeks, and then particularly tonight? What did you think about the dunk?
Yeah, I loved his aggressiveness. Just, in transition, like I just mentioned a moment ago, like his playmaking ability sometimes, just putting the ball in his hands to create the advantage for us. The way he's moving without the ball, I think the teammates are doing a great job with his relocations, and he's just shooting. Like when he's got that airtime decision and we're moving like we need to as a team, they're going to forget about him out there, and he's getting those wide open looks. So credit to him. And then obviously, he's been, lifting some weights to get that dunk in. But luckily it was off a nice defensive sequence, which we kind of lacked in the second half.
Coach in the back. We've seen Jalen Wells and really Scottie Pippen Jr. as well. Both of them on LaMelo Ball tonight. Seemed like things were getting a little chippy, certainly frustrating LaMelo. It seemed like Jalen might have been getting a little frustrated as well with the way maybe it was being officiated. What did you see, and what did you say to him as he was kind of guarding LaMelo throughout the game?
Yeah, I love his poise and demeanor. You're naturally going to get emotional at times while you're trying to, figure out why something's being called or not called. And, it's a learning process for him. So it's tough, what offensive players can get away with, on certain nights. But I love his just poise and determination to just stay with it. And unfortunately, he got some foul calls, but it didn't deter him from go out there and still try to execute the game plan. So that's what I love about the kid. He's not searching, for answers when something's not going his way. He's just in the moment, like, what the heck happened? Let me just lock in on the next play. So obviously unfortunate because I thought he was playing some really good defense tonight.
With someone like Zach Edey, these type of games, you're playing against a center like Mark Williams, what do you want to see from him? And when I mean by center like Mark Williams, those guys who are more like the rim runners, set screens, dive to the rim. What do you want to see in those type of matchups with him when there's a heavy screen and roll and things like that?
Yeah, just, continue to improve his pick and roll defense. Obviously, Ball got a couple, sneak layups on the baseline. We wanted them to shoot some floaters, and in the first half, I thought we did a good job. Williams wasn't making those shots. Second half, different story. It was, he had a rhythm going in that second half. But I thought, he did a pretty good job outside of a couple of layups that he gave up. Just his position, staying below the roller, not giving up a lob. We wanted to give up, floaters if anything, and, trying to force the ball out of certain guys' hands. And, Williams had a good night tonight, so nothing to be discouraged. I thought he actually did a pretty good job. And then rebounding out of it, that was a big key. And I know we got hurt when he was out of the game, but I thought for the most part he did a pretty solid job being in a rebounding position with the pick and roll, coverage that he was in.
Edey's had a couple games lately where he's had really active, productive first 5 or 6 minutes. Then it's sort of faded, at least in terms of his production through the game. What is needed from him to have more sustained impact on games?
there's not like one button to push or anything like that. I think like he may not be the beneficiary of certain things when we're running and how he's spacing. Like he's not always going to get the touches. I thought, in the first half he was doing a great job cutting off of the perimeter, cutting in the dunker. Guys were finding him, a couple lobs, getting those post touches deep, and then teams double team. He gets a kick out for 3 in the second half. So it's just taking what the game gives him. As I've been saying all along with him, like he's really adapting well to our style of play. Like if he can get behind and duck in against mismatches, great. If not, playing on the perimeter. I think the screening is something we want to continue to work with, different coverages that, Ja, Dez, Luke face. So as he's kind of figuring that out, but every step that he's taken is growth. And in the game, he may start hot and, whatever happens, I just want him to keep focusing on what his impact can be. Like, don't worry about scoring or, like the productivity and all that. Like, I think he's making the right plays. That's all that matters. And even if sometimes he has a slow start, he actually has a great second half. So just staying the course for when he's out there. Great. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.